Hi there, welcome to this video. I am Natasha and today I am going to go outside for reading because it's a beautiful day and I just want to go outside and do the reading there. Are you coming with me? Are we going outside and do a reading there? I think I found a nice spot here to do our reading. So this is going to be the reading that we are going to do. I called it the Gestalt reading. It is a reading of my own. And this will give you a very clear insight of your life and where you're going and where you're coming from. You can use this reading for yourself, but you can also use it for other people. So I will now introduce you to the Andaras that I brought with me for the choices. As you can see, I've brought some of my bigger Andaras with me. This is going to be choice number 1. This is going to be choice number 2. Number 3. And number 4. number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. For those of you who chose number 1, I will be preparing your reading. Now I have a little space here, so I hope I can make everything visible for you. I will turn over the cards. This one is the card for the head. It is the Lovers. The card for the shoulders is the King of Summer. The card for the gut, the stomach, is the 9 of Fall. The card for your legs is the High Priestess. And the card for your feet is the 10 of Winter. The card for your left hand is the Princess of Fall. The card for your right hand is the Magician. Someone is flying his plane over here. And he's been doing this for the entire morning so far. The card for your past, where you're coming from, is Balance. And the card for your future, where you're going to, is 5 of Summer. Let's begin with the card for your head. This card is about what's on your mind, what are you thinking about. And this card tells me that you are very much thinking about a love relationship or a lover, a partner, or someone or someone significant in your life. The next card is the card of your shoulders, what you are carrying, what your burden is of the past. And what I can see here is that the thing that burdens you the most is that you're very sensitive. You're very sensitive to other people's feelings and emotions. You're very empathic, and you take on a lot of suffering and hurt and pain from other people. The card of your stomach or your gut is about what you are processing, what you are learning, what your lesson is. And we find the 9 of Fall, and this is about creating abundance for yourself and appreciating the things that you have managed to accomplish. So you need to learn to appreciate what you have accomplished. You must honor your efforts and appreciate the outcome of your efforts as well. Your legs is about your life path, what you are moving on. And we find the High Priestess here, and this is very much in line with what our shoulder card was telling us. Your sensitivity also gives you great access to your intuitive powers. So your path of life is to use these powers, your intuition and your higher knowing, to help yourself and other people around you. The basis of your life, the card of your feet, is the 10 of Winter, and this is mostly a dramatic card. This card is very much about betrayal sometimes, or ending, or very nasty and very hurtful situations. So I would suggest that you come from a situation that has brought a lot of suffering for you. If we go to the left hand, what you should receive is the Princess of Fall. You are going to receive good news. You may have a successful career ahead of you if you take the chances and allow things to happen. You have also the ability to learn very quickly. You are smart and intelligent, so you can take on knowledge very well. So this is what you receive very well, knowledge and learning, especially about the High Priestess, the higher knowledge. That will go very well for you. The right hand is the Magician, and this is what you can give. You have the power to manifest, and that power you can use to give to others. Use it to inspire other people and help other people, because that is your gift. You have the power with your sensitivity and your higher knowing and intuition to manifest all good things and healing for other people. If we go to the past, where you are coming from, we find balance. And this means that you've been struggling to find your own balance. And that is very much, again, in line with this card. The dramatic ending that is the basis of your existence almost. So I would suggest you've had a traumatic youth or a childhood, and that you are struggling to find your balance after these very dramatic events and things that you've had to endure. And if we can tell you where you are going, it means the 5 of Summer means that you are going to learn to leave the things that were lost, leave them in the past, and not focus on the things that were gone or lost so much, as more as the things that you do have, because the suffering that you've been through also gained you access to your empathic abilities and your higher knowing and your intuition and the ability to manifest. So, and you also, because of that, had to learn very quickly, so you're probably very intelligent as well. So you have gained a lot of gifts from the harsh past that you've had. So this is your reading. It is a bit shorter than normal, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway, and I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. Okay, I've just been recording everything without actually recording, so I'll begin again. The card of the head is the card of the mind, the card of thinking, and this card is very much about waking up, awakening, seeing everything from a different perspective. For the people around you, it may seem that you see the world upside down, but actually you are seeing it very correctly, and your way of looking at the world seems to differ from the people around you, but it doesn't mean that you are wrong. It means that you have a deeper way of knowing and looking at the world, a higher wisdom that is in your way of looking at the world. For other people you may seem to be the odd one out, but it doesn't make you wrong. You must very much acknowledge that you have your right to your own point of view, and it's a very good one as well. If we go to your shoulders, that is the card of the things that you are carrying from your past, the burden, so to speak. And we find the Queen of Fall. And this means that what you've carried over from your past, what you are carrying with you, is the ability to handle the material world. You know how to manifest abundance. You know how to deal with all kinds of material things. So you are very capable of fulfilling your own material needs as well as those of others. It can also mean that this is a challenge for you, that you must overcome poverty thinking or thinking of lacking or the feeling of coming short. So it may be a challenge as well. And if we go to the gut and the stomach, we find the card that represents what you are processing, what you are learning, the lessons in your life. And the lessons in your life are very much about love relationships. It's about, I suppose this card will mean that you may find very profound relationships in your life that will have very important lessons for you about love, about relating to one another, and how to retain your own self in there, but also not to be totally oblivious to other people's interests as well. And if we go to the next card, the card of your legs, it is moving, the life path where you're on, where you are going to, and this card is the card of balance. And this means that you in your life path are always challenged to find the center point where everything is balanced out, the golden rule between giving and receiving, loving and hating, attracting and rejecting. All these things have a center point where everything is perfectly balanced, and I feel that your life lesson or the life path you're on is very much about finding that point in your life in every situation. And if we go to the feet card, that is very much the basis or the fundament in your life, we find the King of Spring. And this is the card of leadership. You are very energetic. You are a natural born leader. You find yourself in leadership positions most of the time because you know how to direct the energy of yourself and others. And you are very charming and charismatic as well, and therefore very easily put in positions of leadership. If we go to the left hand, the card of receiving, we find unity. And this is very much the card of the Hierophant, and this is about tradition, moral tradition, spiritual tradition, and the rules of life, the rules of conduct, the rules of morality. And it seems that these things are very much coming on your path, and you are constantly receiving input or reflecting on these issues. It's a very interesting card to find at that position. And the card of your right hand is the card of the Nine of Summer. This is about what you can give, and you have the ability to fulfill wishes. You somehow know exactly what people in your surroundings need and want, and you know exactly how to make them happy. That also refers to this card, your leadership capabilities. You can use this in a very positive way, and you will find that many people will hold you very dearly and love you very much for the positive influence that you have in their life. If I look at the card of your past, where you're coming from, we find the Emperor. And this is very much a male energy and a very stable energy as well. So this is about creating stability, creating dominance, structure, rules. It seems that structure and rules, even in the normal conduct, the day-to-day life, as well as the spiritual aspects of life, are very important for you. So this is exactly where you're coming from, and it is the basis of your actions. And your future is a little bit more of the opposite. It is the Ace of Fall. This is about starting new things, going on expeditions maybe, or places that you've never been, starting new endeavors, creating new things. And wherever you go where there's something new, there has not been any structure or rules of conduct. So these cards of the Emperor and the Unity are your opportunities to bring into this new situation. Also, this card can mean that you may have a very financial abundant life. You may have lots of financial how do I say that? Benefits somehow, unexpected money coming in, or unexpected opportunities for jobs or projects that can be very, very lucrative. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. I am trying to do reading number 3, but as you can see, my dog has other plans. He wants to sit exactly where my cards are. So I've already asked him to move, but look what he's doing. Okay, well, I will prepare the reading anyway and see if I can move his cute little buttocks somewhere else. Okay, for those of you who chose number 3, I will prepare your reading. Okay, let me turn over the cards. At the head card, we find the Ace of Foal. The shoulder card is the Awakening. The gut and stomach is 10 of Foal. And your legs is the 3 of Winter. And your feet is the 6 of Winter. Your left hand is the Moon. And your right hand is 7 of Fall. And your past is 6 of Fall. And the future is life's experience. Now let me explain each card and what the position means as well. The head is the card of your thinking, where your mind is, and this is very much about financial stability, new opportunities, new projects, trying to start up new things that may be very lucrative. You have a very strong mind about having material security, material abundance even. And the card of your shoulders is what you are carrying. It's like a burden, something that you carry over from your past. And we find the card of Awakening here, which means that because of your past you have a very different way of looking at the world than usual, and it is a burden to you because people don't understand you very well, maybe even think that you are odd or crazy or weird, but because of where you came from, you have developed this way of looking at the world, and it's very correct as well. So you shouldn't be afraid of it, but it is of course a burden if you feel rejected because of it. And if we go to your gut and your stomach, we find the processes, the things that you need. No, my dog is trampling all over your reading, so stay back there. The stomach and gut is about what you are processing, what you need to learn. There he goes again. No. So, ja, stay there, blijf. Nee, niet. Ja, goed zo. What you need to learn is create financial stability and financial abundance for yourself and the future generations. This is very much about creating a situation where you may not even have to work for your money, where you can generate passive income. And that also ties very much into the Ace of Fall card, that where your mind is. So you are very much looking for ways of getting financial stability and security. And if we go to the card of your legs, is what you are moving towards, what your life path is, where you are going. And we find the Tree of Winter, which means that you may have to overcome a lot of disappointments in your life's path. These disappointments can be about love relationships, family relationships, but even also about your dreams of getting financial abundance and security. At least it means that you will have a lot of challenges on the way. And if we go to the card of the feet, that is the card of the basis, where your standpoint is, where your fundaments are. And we find the Six of Winter, and this is about taking just the things that you find very important in your life and move on if you find that the situation is not going to bring you what you are looking for. It means that you have the ability to leave things if you find that they are not bringing you what you are looking for, and go somewhere else and try again. If we go to the card of your left hand, we find Receiving, and there we find the Moon. And the Moon is about intuition. It's about the realm of dreams, the realm of shadows, where things are not as they seem. So it may that you have a very astute way of navigating deception and knowing when people are deceiving you or when things become treacherous. You have this strong intuition that may help you to keep out of dangerous situations. That will also help you in this regard with the disappointments on your way, because the disappointments, they will be there, but this card tells me that you will be able to negate the consequences of these disappointments. And if we go to the right hand, that is the card of what you can give, what you are giving into the world. And there we find the Seven of Fall. And this means that you have a lot of patience. You know when you've invested enough to yield a good harvest, and you have very much patience to wait until the timing is right to be able to harvest. So you have a lot of patience. You know exactly what to do, what the situation needs in order to bring the most bountiful harvest. And if we look at your past, where you're from, we find the Six of Fall. And this means that you have in your past met a lot of generosity. Either you were the generous one or other people were very generous and sharing their means and their resources with you in order to help you on your way. And if we are looking at where you are going, your future, we find life experience. This means, again, we find where you are going, your life path is about disappointment, and your future is about life's experience. And this card is the card of the Tower, which means that you may have very disconcerting experiences that will entirely change your view of the world and entirely change your outlook on life as well. So you will have a difficult life, but you may also have very much talents to make sure that financially there's a lot of stability, and you know to navigate the swamp, so to speak, in order to stay out of major trouble. But All these experiences will eventually change your outlook in life. It may be that you are very much believing in the good side of people, the positive side of people, and find yourself later in life maybe a bit disappointed in people or in life itself. But still, I don't see very much dramatic negative things going on, because you will be able to navigate all these difficult challenges, and you will be able to know when you need to invest, when you need to wait, and when you need to harvest. And that is a very big bonus in this reading. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. For those of you who chose number 4, I will be preparing your reading. Now I will turn over the cards. There's some geese out here and they're making quite a lot of noise. I'm not quite sure where they are. Somewhere from that direction, I think. Let me turn over your cards. The head card, we find the Prince of Summer. The shoulder card is the King of Winter. And the gut or the stomach is the Dreamer. The legs is the Princess of Summer. And the feet is 9 of Winter. Your left hand is the Queen of Spring, and your right hand is Tree of Summer. Your past is the World. And the future is the 5 of Spring. I don't know where these geese are. I'm not sure if you can hear them, but they're somewhere out there. That's one of the things that you have if you go outside to do your readings. But it was such a beautiful day. I really didn't want to go sit inside today. So let's begin. The first card is the card of your head. That is the card of your mind, where you're thinking of, where your head is, where your mind is. And this card is about romance. You are someone who is in love with someone. You are thinking about romantic relationships. You may have someone in your heart that you fancy, and that is where your mind is, very much in romance, in flirting, in emotions and feelings, and it's like you're drawing hearts everywhere, and testing out your initials of you and your loved one. So this is very much about maybe even puppy love. And on your shoulders we find the King of Winter, and on your shoulders is what you are carrying. You can consider it a burden from the past, and this is about being business-minded. This is about very logical and very I'm looking for the words here. Business-minded, unemotional, very much about logical sense, intellect, about assessing situations and people in a very logical way. So not accounting for any emotions, but just looking at the facts, being very business-minded. So maybe someone important in your life was very much like this. Cold hard logic was the rule, and that still is in conflict with who you are. You feel much less like this, but it is something that came from your parents probably, or from your family. And then we go to your stomach or your gut, and this is about what you are processing, what you are learning, the lesson in your life. And this is about the dreamer. This is about starting something and not knowing where it will end. Just taking your desire and your intuition and going and finding out everything on the way. So this is about improvising and finding out how you can realize your dreams. And if we go to the card of your legs, that is what you are moving towards. That is your life path, what you are going. And again we find a princess of summer here. This is very much about emotions, about gentleness, about sensitivity, friendliness, but also a bit inexperienced. And there we find the conflict that I already mentioned with this card, the King of Winter. It's the King of Swords. It's the logical man who goes to the cold hard facts. And there you have your own life path that's very much about feeling and being gentle and sensitive and creative and empathic. And there's this conflict with where you're coming from, the burden that you have. People probably told you that you need to be less sensitive and more logical, use your intellect more and not so much your heart. But there is this conflict in your life, because this is who you are. This is the path that you are going. But there is a way of discovering how to balance these two aspects with each other. And if we go to your feet, the feet is the card that represents your basis, your fundaments. And there we find the Nine of Winter. And it means that you worry a lot. You are probably a bit insecure. You know you have very strong feelings and intuitions and creative ideas. But because of this tension between logical mind and sensitive heart, you become insecure and maybe not knowing what is the right way, and that may keep you up at night. It may make you a bit insecure about your own intuitions and your own feelings. And the trick is to find your balance between both opposites, because the logical mind and the sensitive heart are kind of opposites, and somewhere in between is the space that you can find your peace of mind. Now if we go to the left hand, is about receiving, we find the Queen of Spring, and this is about a very energetic and magnetic, active person, mostly a woman, who can do many things, who's very creative, very warm-hearted, very open, and a very fun person to be around, very warm-hearted. So that is what you receive. That is what's coming on your way. You find a lot of people that are very kind to you, very understanding, and they can take you kind of under their wings and show you how to deal with certain energies as well. And the thing that we find your right hand is about giving, and there we find a Tree of Summer. So the thing that you have to give to the world is your true friendship, your social interactions. You are a very fun and pleasant person to be around. You are an amazing friend. You're very dependable. You're in a very good mood. You're happy. You're fun to be around. And people always like to have you around. You also may find yourself invited to a lot of parties, because a lot of people want you to be there because of your positive energy and the way you interact with the people in your life. And if we go to your past, we find where you are coming from, and there we find the world. This is about the not the ending, but the completion of something, a completion of a cycle in your life. It seems to me that somehow this is related to past lives, and this is telling me that you may living your last life on earth. You have learned most of the most important lessons that you came to learn, and therefore we find this dreamer. Everything is open, everything you do is okay, everything is fine, because you don't have a distinct lesson to learn on this earth. So you can just be here and give what you have to give and share what you have to share in your sensitivity and your feelings and your gentleness and your social interactions to make the world a better place. But after this life, you will probably not reincarnate here anymore. And the card of your future, where you are going, we find the 5 of Spring. And this means that sometimes it may feel like life is constantly challenging you, making it hard for you to accomplish your goals and to realize your dreams. But that is the nature of this reality. We are here in a world of duality, where people have different desires and wants, and they may cross each other. And because of your sensitivity and your gentleness, these situations may feel more painful and hurtful than they are actually meant to be. So that is something that you have to take in account. But on the other hand, your sensitivity, your understanding, your open heart, your romantic mind, and your ability to be such a good friend for other people will make up for this, because it will give you a lot of benefits that you wouldn't have otherwise. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I wish you an amazing day. Be blessed. Bye. Yeah, shall we go? Let's go home.